بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Last night we covered ayah 16 from Surah Hadid, a very famous ayah in which Allah says at the beginning of this verse, has the time not come? Hasn't the time come for the believers to soften their hearts with the remembrance of Allah and to connect with what has been sent down from the truth? وَمَا نَزَلَ مِنَ الْحَقِّ. That's ayah 16. In the ayah immediately afterwards, Allah says, no. اعلموا أن الله يحيي الأرض بعد موتها. Know that Allah takes earth that is seemingly dead. There's no vegetation, there's no life, there's no greenery. Know that there's no question. اعلموا أن الله يحيي الأرض بعد موتها. Know that there's no doubt that Allah brings dead earth back to life. قَدْ بَيَّنَّا لَكُمُ الْآيَاتِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ. That, these are signs that should help us to reflect. So when we see dirt, when we see mud, it's not just dirt or mud, but a reminder of potential, the potential of each and every one of our hearts. And just like Allah can take land that is completely barren, it may be completely dead, so to speak, just like Allah can bring that dead earth back to life, Allah can bring a spiritually dead heart back to life as well. And then in ayah 18, what's a clear sign that a person's heart is alive, that it has come back to life, that it is spiritually living and sound? إِنَّ الْمُصَدِّقِينَ وَالْمُصَدِّقَاتِ وَأَقْرَضُوا اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا. Those who give charity. And Allah doesn't just say those who give charity. Allah uses a term that indicates that these are people who have deeply embraced charity. They're not just people who give charity once in a while and they do the bare minimum and that's it. They only give their zakah and that's it. They only give their zakatul mal, zakatul fitr. They do their qurbani, their udhiyah. They do these few things and then that's it, and they don't do anything more. No, Allah doesn't use a term that indicates that. Allah uses a term that these people, they value charity throughout the year. They're constantly valuing and giving what they can and doing what they can in terms of charity. So in ayah 16, Allah poses a question to the believers, hasn't the time come to soften your heart? And then in ayah 17, Allah gives us a parable, an example, just like the earth looks dead, but then what does it need to come back to life? It needs rain, it needs water. Similarly, the heart needs to connect with the Quran, just like that soil needs to connect with the water in order for the vegetation to be produced. And what's a clear sign that a person's heart has come back to life, that it is filled with this beautiful grass, this beautiful garden, this beautiful greenery? They give charity, they give charity, they give charity, and they live charity, and they live charity, and they live charity. So Allah is highlighting here softening the heart, dead earth coming back to life, and the importance of charity. Now, if a person thinks to themselves that their hearts are definitely alive, but then let's say they're wealthy, but then they don't give charity, they're not charitable, even though they think their hearts are spiritually alive, in reality, their hearts are spiritually dead. We ask Allah to protect us from that. We ask Allah to soften our hearts. We ask Allah to bring our hearts back to life by way of this Quran. And we ask Allah to make us people of charity within our capacity. And the best example of the Quran inspiring more charity is that of the Prophet ﷺ. He was already such a generous person. He was already the most generous person, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But then in Ramadan, even then, even though he was already the most charitable person, he had this extra notch that he would get to, this extra level that he would get to in Ramadan, because he was spending more time with the Quran. So naturally, spending time with the Quran should translate into charity. We ask Allah for that. We ask Allah to guide us and forgive us. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.